How the Jinx's Robert Durst got away with murder again and again. Cross-dressing businessman Robert Durst ran from authorities after he killed his neighbor, and possibly others. I did not tell the whole truth. Nobody tells the whole truth. That's a direct quote from Robert Durst, the reclusive millionaire charged with one killing and suspected of two more, who is now the subject of HBO's 6-part docuseries The Jinx. Director Andrew Uretsky is no stranger to true crime. He helmed the Oscar-nominated family murder doc, Capturing the Friedmans. Uretsky greenlit this new series after a mysterious call he received in 2010 about his film, All Good Things, a narrative thriller starring Ryan Gosling and Kirsten Dunst loosely based on Robert Durst's life. Uretsky, who admits his own turbulent relationship with his father causes him to somewhat sympathize with diabolical characters, said he wanted to make a film Durst could watch and have an emotional reaction to. He succeeded. Durst contacted Uretsky, praised the film, he said it was the most accurate portrayal out there, and offered to be interviewed. The result, the HBO docuseries drawn from over 25 hours of interviews with Durst, plus actual police footage of the crime scenes and never-before-heard commentary into the unsolved mysteries swirling around him. Not familiar with the bloody trail that leads to Durst's door? We'll get there. But first, just who is he? Born into wealth, Robert Durst is the son of millionaire real estate mogul Seymour Durst, who helped rebuild Times Square in the 90s. At age 7, he watched his mom jump off the roof of their mansion to her death. In 1994, he cut ties with the fam when his father gave his younger brother, Douglas, control over the Durst empire. Since then, he's been the mysterious figure at the core of a trio of high-profile criminal cases. The first and most well-known is the disappearance of his wife, Kathleen. The two met in 1970 and married 2 years later. Their relationship was anything but wedded bliss. Durst allegedly beat Kathy, had an affair with Prudence Farrow, sister to one Mia, and knew of Kathy's plans for filing divorce papers. Come January 31, 1982, she was never heard from again. Though authorities failed to solve the mystery, and journalists chalked it up to your everyday marital mishap headline, wife leaves husband for better life, the evidence against Durst piled up literally. Friends of Kathy who suspected Durst of foul play broke into his South Salem cottage, where they found suspicious-looking garbage bags piled floor to ceiling. Along with several other shady happenings, the most damning couldn't be denied, Durst waited 6 days before filing a missing persons report. Still, it wasn't enough to book him. Come December 2001, Kathy was declared legally dead. Then there's Susan Berman, an American journalist, author, and close friend of Robert and Kathleen. In fact, she became Robert's unofficial spokesperson during the first investigation. Known to be a bit paranoid nailing her windows shut, for instance, Susan was the daughter of Davy Berman, a gangster who dabbled with the likes of Bugsy Siegel and Meyer Lansky. She even shared her insight into the mob via several true crime books. That is, until she was shot gangland-style circa 2000 in her LA home. On Christmas Eve, Berman was on the phone with a friend, actress Kim Langford, chatting her up about some information that's going to blow the top off things. Hours later, she was dead. I soon turned to Robert. Apparently, Berman had been accepting huge sums of money, totaling $50,000, from the reclusive Durst, whom she called Bobby, while also dedicating many a book to him. Even more curious, the night of Berman's murder, there was no forced entry. So who did it? Was it a mob hit in retaliation to the tell-alls she authored? Or was it Durst? Could Susan have been blackmailing him with this mysterious information? Once more, the case went cold. Durst eventually moved to Galveston, Texas. He squatted in a dump that set him back no more than $300 a month, and once again found himself at the center of another brutal act. This time, it was 71-year-old Morris Black. The two were neighbors, and shared a sort of Hatfield and McCoy relationship, until Durst snapped. He shot Black, chopped his body up into pieces, and threw everything but the head into Galveston Bay. But wait, there's more. Durst eluded authorities after the killing by dressing like an ugly old mute woman he named Dorothy Sinner, who was a friend of Durst's, although no one ever saw them together. Police later discovered Durst had used a similar cross-dressing mute disguise when he rented an apartment in New Orleans under the name Diane Wynn. When police searched Wynn's home, they found property belonging to Berman and news tapes about Kathy's disappearance. The bizarre behavior seemed to be working until he was arrested for shoplifting a hoagie from a grocery store in Hanover Township, Pennsylvania. The arrest led authorities to his Galveston den, where no frilly house dress or cheap wig could hide the blood-spattered evidence across the walls, floors, and his boots. Charged with Black's murder, Durst claimed self-defense and was acquitted. Though he admitted to the butchery, his high-roller Houston attorneys, Dick DeGuerin, Chip Lewis, and Mike Ramsey, blamed the behavior on Asperger's syndrome. Dodging a 99-year prison sentence, Durst was charged with tampering with evidence and jumping bond. His new punishment? 5 years. That's what he got. He served just 2. Now remarried to NYC real estate broker Deborah Lee Carrington, who makes an appearance in the HBO series, a 71-year-old Durst calls Texas home but still can't stay out of trouble. Just this past summer he was charged with criminal mischief. Translation: he peed on the candy rack at a CVS. And that's the whole truth. The first episode of HBO's The Jinx airs on Sunday, February 8, 3 days after Durst filed his wife's missing person report more than 30 years ago. I guess some people can get away with murder. Stay paranoid, my friends.